Boom, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is, of course, your boy, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic, night right now as I'm recording this, wherever you may be, and however you may be listening. I wanted to make a quick reaction video to the Iowa Hawkeye men's basketball team picking up a 80-75 victory over the Maryland Terrapins. I was unaware of Mark Turgeon no longer being the head coach for Maryland, how quickly things can change in the world of sports. So we're going to take a look at this game. I'm going to go over some of the keys to this game, some of the things that happened, some of the things I saw, my analysis, my evaluation, the whole 9 yards. I did get a new bomber jacket. By the way, this hat right here, I did not make this hat. This one of my buddies in high school, his brother's friend his name was Nolan as well. And he had a Nolan clothing line, and my buddy had several shirts. He had this hat. He gave this hat to me. This hat's probably at least 5 years old. I don't even know if this company still exists or this shirt company still exists. It might. I don't know. But regardless, this is one of my favorite hats that I've had. Pretty simple, not the best quality, but it's always I've always gotten good compliments on it. So anyways, I know some of you guys are going to ask me about this hat, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. By the way, if you're not subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button, because subscribing makes you feel good. And at the very least, like, comment, share. I try to comment to every comment, although I am rethinking that, because, it's funny. Like, I'll do these videos, and I've noticed that if I disagree with someone in the comment, if I'm not in 100% agreement, the person will unsubscribe. By the way, that's not the reason why I do this. I do this because I love Iowa Hawkeye sports, and I don't really think there's a channel that does this, and I think Iowa fans deserve it. But yeah, I am rethinking commenting to everybody's comment, at the very least the ones that I disagree with, because the reality is I just don't think I don't think a majority of people truly believe in free speech. I don't think they truly are okay with somebody disagreeing with them. And that is just the society we live in nowadays. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. By the way, the video I dropped earlier regarding the Daily Iowan piece towards Iowa Hawkeye fans, saying that Iowa Hawkeye fans are basically terrible. They're terrible, and they should be a lot nicer. Lost a few subs from that one too. But I stand by it. I stand by it. I will almost always stand with the fan. I'm not. I always root for the little guy, and the media is not the little guy. I think some people believe that that some of these institutions are on their side when they are not. They don't think that they are like you. They don't think that they're equal to you. And I'm not saying that the Daily Iowan is that way, but I will almost always take the side of the little guy and defend the fan, the people who put their money into this. I will almost always do that. Plus, in my experience, and I want to make this clear, that in this space, I would see if people really did say awful things. And I understand it's anecdotal evidence. I got it. Totally got it. Totally got it. But I've never had anybody say anything crazy drastic to me outside of disagreeing. I mean, there's been a few things that it's like, okay, relax. But, I guess at the end of the day, one man's criticism is another man's, you know, uh, good conversation. I don't know. American generations really are a lot different in how they view the world and things like that. So, I in the video, I want to make this clear. I was not criticizing Petrus. That's not what I was doing. I was criticizing the article. But I do think it is fair game to criticize the play on the field. All right, let's get into this. The Iowa Hawkeyes beat the Maryland Terps. And like I said, I had no idea that Mark Turgeon was no longer the head coach for Maryland. It's crazy how quickly things can change, and it is what it is. By the way, just an interesting story. When I was in middle school, there was a camp, and you guys can look this up on the internet. There was a camp called the Adidas Junior Phenom Camp. There were hundreds of regional camps around the country. You know what? I might even be able to find it right now. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Let me see. Well, I can't find it. I used to be able to find it, and my dad has some of the rankings, put away in some book somewhere. But basically, the camp was the best. It was a showcase. It was, you would go to a regional camp. So I would go to the camp in Sacramento. I also went to one in Oakland also. And if you were one of the top players there, you would get invited to the national camp. There was a director, that would basically choose who went to the national camp. I went in 6th and 7th grade. I did not go in 8th grade, although I was invited, but I did not go. And when I went in 6th grade, Danny Manning was there, and I got his autograph. His son was a year or two older than me. He was watching his son play, and his son, I believe, ended up playing for Kansas as a walk-on. He ended up playing for Kansas as a walk-on. So very interesting story. By the way, okay, it was not the best interaction. I went up to him and I said, I was just a little kid. Can I get your autograph? And, he did give me the autograph, but he basically said, he was like, yo, man, I'm trying to watch my kid play his game, which is true. I got it, but at the time as a kid, I did not fully understand, but, it just wasn't the most pleasant interaction, but yeah, that is a pretty interesting anecdotal. So I've met Danny Manning. Okay. He probably wouldn't remember me. I was just a little kid, but it is interesting that he is the head coach for the Terrapins. He was the head coach for Wake Forest. It did not really work out there. And it is what it is. Specifically for this game, Iowa started out fast. They had a good lead. They had probably, if I remember correctly, about a 9-10 point lead, probably all the way up to about 8 minutes left in the first half. And then out of nowhere, they hit a dry spell. They could not hit a shot. They couldn't hit a shot. Literally just bricking shots one after the other. And defensively, they were defending hard. They were defending really hard. I thought that their defensive effort was phenomenal, but they just struggled to get stops. And Maryland had the lead going into the second half. By the way, Keegan Murray, geez Louise. I think he's the best. I mean, I hate to say it because Luka Garza is playing excellent in the NBA, as I knew he would. But I don't think we've seen a guy like Keegan Murray. I think he is the best pure NBA prospect outside of Tyler Cook. Now, it didn't end up panning out with Tyler Cook, even Joe Wieskamp, okay? Because if I'm thinking of some of the best pure NBA prospects, not, once they got to the NBA, but just the possibility of playing in the NBA and getting drafted. Aaron White was a pretty good prospect. Jared Utoff was a pretty good prospect. Peter Jock, not so much, but he was a good Iowa player, but not necessarily considered in NBA circles. Not athletic enough. Joe Wieskamp, Tyler Cook, Luka Garza, all solid NBA prospects. Keegan Murray is number one. I mean, we have not seen anything like this. This dude is balling, and the thing is, he reminds me, and I gave this comparison before. He is a mixture of Aaron White and Jared Utoff. Jared Utoff was a better scorer, better pure scorer, one-on-one. He could shoot mid-range. He could shoot threes. I mean, he could just give it to you. Buckets all day. Excellent one-on-one player. Aaron White was someone who, got rebounds, putbacks, transition points. Keegan Murray can do both. Now, he's not necessarily elite at both, but he is just so good in so many aspects. If his outside shot is not falling, he can score in transition, getting a board and getting a putback. It is just a pleasure to watch him. I mean, and he is way, 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 way more athletic than people give him credit for. The last NBA mock draft I saw for CBS Sports had him as, I think, 6th, 7th, or 8th on their NBA draft board. I may pull that up here real quick. So this is fan-sided. They have him as 5th, and I think that is about right. I mean, I think he would come in right away in the NBA and be an excellent option for any team. And I think he still has so much room to improve. I think that this dude can be an all-star. He's that good. He is that talented. He's that gifted. And I don't think, not even I was expecting this kind of growth from Keegan Murray. I mean, it is incredible. The dude had 35 points tonight, 8 rebounds. He had 9 straight points in the first 1 minute. 2 minutes of the second half, which absolutely set the tone for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Philip Rebraca had a nice night with 13 points, and I was hoping that we were going to see this. I was glad to see a more competitive, assertive Philip Rebraca. I really was. So that was good to see. He also had 8 boards. I mean, listen, folks. Iowa, until Josh Gundele and or Riley Mulvey, until they are ready to get on the court, Iowa is always going to struggle a little bit on the glass and protecting the rim because they just don't have the size. But I have been very pleased with Philip Rebraca. Outside of scoring, I think he's a great defender. He competes. He plays hard. I would like to see his free throws get a little bit better, but he has fit into this Hawkeye team nicely. And here's the deal. If he can continue to play like this and give the Hawkeyes at least 10 points a night, I mean, this guy, I don't see why the Hawkeyes can't finish top 5, top 6 in the Big Ten. Jordan Bohannon had 6 points. Joe Toussaint had 9 points. Patrick McCaffrey had 5 points, and Tony Perkins had 6 points. Aaron Eulis was in there for Joe Toussaint towards the end. I just think it's one of those things. I think Joe Toussaint is what he is. I think he had a decent game. He's an excellent defender. The dude had one play today. I can't even remember if he scored, but how quickly he got up the floor. I can't he might be able to play in the NBA based off of his athleticism alone. I mean, he is as fast as it comes. But I do think that we're basically going to see kind of a split of minutes between him and Aaron Eulis. And, now in this game, they had Aaron Eulis come in there at the end to close the game out. So we'll see how that goes in the future. Like I've been saying this from the get-go. I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Eulis becomes the starting point guard for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, and I'm not necessarily pushing for that to happen. For now, I am satisfied with both of them and how they have played. Eulis is a little bit more relaxed. He's a good defender. He's a little bit more in control. Joe Toussaint is a little bit more chaotic, but he gives you, I think, a little bit more of a scoring option. And I do think he's a little bit better of a defender, not by much, but a little bit. And his athleticism is just off the charts. Listen, folks, this is a huge win, huge win. I feel confident in saying that Iowa is a NCAA tournament team. They are now 1-2 in the Big Ten. They absolutely could not lose this game. I think this Maryland team is a legit team. Let's see what they're ranked in the KenPom here. And then I will also pull up the net rankings. Let's see. Iowa, let me see here real quick. Maryland is 56th, and regardless of the coaching change, they have a lot of talent on their roster. This is a quadrant 2 victory. This is a really solid victory. And Iowa could not fall to 0-3. So Iowa fans, you should be very satisfied with this victory. And there was a lot of good things we saw tonight, including, in my opinion, one of the best defensive performances. I know there was a stretch there where Maryland was getting buckets, but I did like how Iowa competed on the defensive end all night. They really got after it. Even Jabo got after it defensively. So we'll see how that goes. Iowa, of course, is, let's see here, 25th in the KenPom. I'll pull up the net rankings as well. So here it is. Iowa is 25th in the net rankings. I believe they will move up after their victory over Maryland. Let's see where Maryland is on this list. They're probably 60th if I had to guess. Let's see here. Let's see. They're a little far down here. They are 114th. So this will probably go down as a quad 3 victory. Thank God Iowa won this game. The net ranking for Maryland is lower than the KenPom ranking is, but this was a good victory nonetheless. Let's take a look at the team stats real quick, and then we will get out of here. Team stats. Let's see here. Iowa shot 50% for the night. They shot 40% from 3. 61% from the free throw line is not going to cut it. They have to get that up to at least 68%. Okay. Maybe, I would even be okay with 65 right now. 61% is not going to cut it. Jabo also missed a free throw late. Not going to cut it. Iowa lost the rebounding battle 35-42. But not bad. As long as they can keep it like that, they'll be fine. They will absolutely be fine. They had 4 blocks, 6 steals, and I love the full court pressure that Fran McCaffrey had all night. This was very, very big. Last but not least, let's see who the Iowa Hawkeyes have next on the schedule. Guys, you got to love this victory. I feel very strongly about this Iowa team. It's, Fran continues to put together rosters with one guy who is legit, one of the best scorers in the country. We go all the way back to Aaron White. Next it was Jared Utoff. Then it was Peter Jock. Then it was Tyler Cook. Then it was Luka Garza and Joe Wieskamp. And now it's Keegan Murray. He is one of the best players in the Big Ten. And as long as you have one of the best players in the Big Ten, you will always have a chance to compete for an NCAA tournament. Next up, they have Wisconsin. on the road. This, if they were able to beat Wisconsin, that would be a huge victory. So we'll see what happens there. It's in a couple of days, Thursday, January 6th. We will see what happens then. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to smash that subscribe button because, like I said, subscribing makes you feel good. And at the very least, like, comment, share. You know the drill. DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. Facts are feelings, because feelings don't matter. Love y'all. Go Hawks. Bye.